Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Jay from TNJ, and make sure you hit that like button. We are now here for the season opener here in this Harvard Legacy mode, and I do want to talk about a couple of things as far as formatting goes for these videos. Usually we're going to have about 2 videos of gameplay, 2 games in a video, I mean to say, each episode, and I'm gonna kind of go with the Sim 2 Play 2 type of format so that we get through a lot of seasons and it doesn't take too long to, you know, get through each season. But when it comes to tournaments and tournament play, NCAA tournament, conference tournaments, I'm usually going to show all games that we play for that, and that will probably be the format for that. But looking at Kentucky, we're going up against them. There is a preseason tournament we do have at Rupp Arena, and we're going up against them. Their main players, Chuck Hopes and Vienny, are probably their best 2 players, and this is going to be a tough matchup. So we're hopping straight into this gameplay here. So we tip off the season, and Kentucky does win the tip. So here on the first possession, here is the shooting guard, Vienny, shooting that one. That one is off the mark for the first shot of the game. But later in the first here is Lee on the boards, and he's getting the first points of this Harvard Legacy as he makes it a 2-0 game to start this season off. But here's Kentucky answering back, and that's actually Mbaye on the assist, and that's 2 for Kentucky. So here's Braden Sexton at point guard. He does get the start to open the season, and there is Deshaun Falkering laying it up and in for 2. So now a 4-2 game. Here is Torres, the shooting guard, putting a move on, and that's actually on Patterson. He gets to the rack for 2. So now Kentucky opens up with the 7-4 lead. Here is Falkering in the post, laid it up and in, and that's actually 4 points early on for Deshaun Falkering. We don't expect him to lead our team in points, but if he does, that's no problem. Here he is getting another bucket. He's got 6 early as Starr is on the assist. So here's a deep 3 attempted by Kentucky. There is a big defensive play, and that's actually Deshaun Falkering on the block. That's actually going to be a pretty good sign going forward because we don't have an identity right now. We don't know if it's inside, outside, but early on we're working the post as Jamal Patterson gets the hook shot off of the backboard. So now on the next possession, getting a rebound here on a 12-9 game. Here's Jamal Patterson on the wing shooting a deep 3, and that's actually going to be good. He's not really a 3-point shooter, but we're trying to work on that. So now on the next possession, another rebound here and a 15-9 lead here for Harvard early, and Juice Harrison taking it to the lane and laying it up, and we have a 17-9 game early on. So here's AJ Starr on the pump fake, waits for his defender to get back, shoots the deep 2, and that's actually going to be off the mark. Chris Hope on the rebound. So Hopes pushes it up the floor, gets it inside, and that's actually going to be a foul by Falkering as he goes to the line and hits both of them. So in the 21-14 game, here's Falkering once again getting a pass inside, and that's been kind of the game plan early on in this game, getting it inside to Falkering as they're actually a guard-heavy team. As here we get the turnover here, Braden Sexton passing up to AJ Starr. He's going to lay it up and in, he's going to miss it, but he's got on the offensive board. He's going to lay it back up, and it's in. So now a 9-point game for Harvard to start this first half off. So now here is Falkering here, 4 minutes left in the first half. He misses the easy lay-in, I think, over Vienny. Vienny gets the rebound, pushes it up to Hope, and Hope throws up an alley-oop. And wow, Kentucky, and that's Wilcox on that dunk. So now here is Vienny on the next possession, shooting a 3, and he's making it a 5-point game. So that lead did evaporate pretty quickly. So here 2.5 minutes left in the first half, and here is Juice Harrison shooting the 3. We think he might be our best 3-point scorer this season, if not for Giordano coming off the bench. We'll see. But here's Vienny getting his revenge, and he makes it a 2-point game on that deep 3. So here's Juice Harrison getting fouled and getting into the bonus as we go to the line and hit 1 with Juice, and his second attempt is going to be good as we make it a 4-point game towards the end of the first half. So here's Hopes passing it up to Vienny, and these two are going to work. Vienny's got 13 points early on in this first half, as it looks like it's going to be kind of a second half adjustment, guarding him pretty tightly because he's pretty much killing us so far. So here's Hopes, the star point guard, passing it in to Zwicker, and he's getting in for the first 2 points of the game for him. So now the end of the first half does wind down. An open three from Juice Harrison is off the mark. Here's Hopes passing it up to Vienny. Takes a deep three, and that's going to be off as we go into halftime. All ready to start this first season up 2 versus Kentucky. Who would have ever thought? And here's the thing. Falkering is dominated on the inside. We kind of got away from it within the first 5 minutes, but he's got 8 points, 2 rebounds. Juice Harrison has actually been doing pretty good. He's got 7 points off the bench. And for Kentucky, Vienny's got 13 and 4 as he's been their leading scorer so far. So here in the second half, here is Hopes at point guard being guarded by Braden Sexton, taking it to the rim. And he's got 8 points there to start the second half. So here is Braden Sexton taking it to the rim and getting fouled by Vienny. That's been kind of a game plan of mine, getting Vienny into foul trouble because he's been killing us. So here's Braden Sexton getting the open spot on the three-point line. He's going to hit that when he makes it. 7 points for him in this game, and we take the 4-point lead. But here on the miss, here is Torres, the shooting guard, getting fouled as he goes to the lane by Lee, and he makes both free throws. So now 37-36. Here is Jamil Aziz taking it to the rim. He's getting fouled as Vienny, another foul on that one. They do end up taking him out of the game. So now they are out without Vienny, but no problem going inside and tying this game up at 38. As here is Kentucky on a surge. DeWicker once again on the inside, and he's getting 6 points early in the second half as he makes it a 42-41 lead here for Kentucky. Now here they are, Mbaye taking it to the lane, and he's making it a 3-point lead for Kentucky. But we have been playing a pretty good game, but here Hopes is getting the steal and taking it all the way to the rack, and now Kentucky has a 5-point lead in the middle of the second half. So here, 9 minutes left in the second half. Here's Juice Harrison passing it up to Jamal Patterson, and that's going to be an and one for Patterson. So he makes it a 2-point game. So they do later get a free throw, making it a 47-44 game. Here is Mbaye driving it to the lane. Going to miss, but he's going to get an own rebound that time and tip it in, and he's making it a 5-point game. So here is Braden Sexton at the point, passing off to Jamal Patterson, and Jamal Patterson's going to lay it up. The sophomore gets the roll, and now it's a 10-point game for him as we now trim that lead down to just 3. But on the next possession, there is Kentucky back on the board as they get the mid-range jumper to go. So here's Mbaye taking the deep 2 on that one, but they get the offensive rebound. Hopes passing it into Zwiffler, and he's getting the nice lay up and in, as now they have the 7-point lead with 7 minutes to go. Here is Falkering on the inside, missing that easy layup, as wow, Falkering has pretty much disappeared. So here is Mbaye on the inside, getting the pass from the center. He's laying it up and in, and that's 9 points for Mbaye. But on the next possession, here's Juice Harrison on the next 3, and he's getting it to go and making it a 6-point game as he's got 10 points off the bench. So now 6 minutes left here in the second half. Here's Sexton on the rebound, pushing it up court, trying to get to the rack, and he does, and he lays it up and in, and that's actually going to be goaltending by Mbaye, making it a 4-point lead. So now 5.5 minutes left. Here's Hopes passing it and driving it to the lane, and he's getting fouled as now he makes it a 6-point lead. So now on the next possession, we do get ripped that time. Lee does, and here's Hopes passing it up to Vienny. Vienny back to Hopes. He's driving it back out, but somehow gets it back to Vienny, and that's an and one. So, wow, what a crazy possession that was. The ball gets knocked around and turns into 3 points as they take the 9-point lead. But here's A.J. Starr driving it to the lane, and he can't get it to go, as now here's Kentucky with a chance to make it a double-digit lead. And here's Wilcox on the mid-range, and he makes it a 11-point lead here for Kentucky as they've come all the way back. But on the next possession, here is A.J. Starr taking a 3 and making it an 8-point game. But it might be a little too late. But here is Sexton taking it to the lane. He's bricking it. Hopes on the rebound. Here's Vienny pushing it up court. And here's Torres, the shooting guard, taking it in. And he's laying it off the backboard. And now they make it a double-digit lead going into the later parts of this game, as here is Kentucky just dominating us as they get the steal on this possession. Here's Vienny pushing it up the floor with a 10-point lead, getting it into Hopes, and Hopes is going to get the foul. But look at this foul. This is a cheesy foul. I mean, he doesn't even touch him, and Hopes gets the foul, and he gets 2 points with the free throw. So now it's a 13-point game. A minute and a half left in this second half. Here's AJ Starr trying to get a mid-range jumper to go, but that's a block. And here's Vianney on the fast break, and he's getting fouled. And that's been the story of this second half. We cannot get anything to go, as here's Falkering driving it to the lane, getting one more foul. But this lead is just too much for us to overcome. Here is Hopes, the point guard, driving it to the lane, and he's laying it up and in. And, man, it's just been one of those second halves where Kentucky just took over and their athletes are just better than ours. And they end up taking the opener 72-61. We made it actually a pretty good game. And I'm not mad at that outcome because, man, that was a pretty good game. We kind of found out that, you know, we should have probably kept going to Falkering in the first half, but Chris Hopes ends up being the player of the game as he has 20 points off of 5 of 9 shooting, 9 of 12 free throws as wow. He was getting fouled a lot, and that play of the game ended up being that weird play where the ball bounced around and Vianney laid it up and in for the and one. But we took away some good things in this game. I do want to get some other guys some playing time because, you know, we could have definitely used some good guard defense a lot because, I mean, Hopes went off, Vianney went off. Not too many people besides them went off, but I think we have kind of a good baseline for what we're going to do. We're going to kind of work it inside to Falkering early on, try to get him going, but we do want to get him involved throughout the game. We kind of went away from that. And you see Vianney and Hopes went off, both of them almost with 20 points. Vianney went 2 of 5 from 3 of 4 from the free throw line, but Hopes went 9 of 12 from the free throw line. So we did lose our opener, but it was versus Kentucky, so we do want to build on that. But like I said, the gameplay format is probably going to be 2 games of gameplay during each episode, and we're going to kind of show 2 sims as well. And just because this was the opener versus Kentucky, I did want to show this. As you see, they're actually rated way higher than us. We actually made it a really good game. They're 87 overall. We're only 71. But we did a pretty good job. We shot 40% from the field. They shot 46%, so they got us there. But that's going to do it for this first episode. What do you guys think of this team? I mean, what's our identity? It's kind of hard to say from the first game, but I think we played a pretty good game. We kept up with Kentucky for the most part. But hit subscribe, hit that like button. We're really going to be getting into the season next episode, so stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.